Hello and welcome back to Touhoumon World Lengthwise. In last part, I went through Route 111 and then did some other miscellaneous stuff. And now we're on Route 104 because we are about to do a lot of surfing. Before that, I mentioned that Mr. Briney's not in his cottage anymore. Yeah, he's not in his cottage anymore. I don't know where he went. I don't know why they did this. I mean, sure you can surf on your own now, but you know, being able to get to Dewford and Slateport faster is certainly convenient. But nope, not allowed to do that because Briney has disappeared. Where did he go? Where is his beagle? Senatori. I'm looking for my super repels. You'd figured I'd be better at this menu by now, but apparently not. Still got 22 of these, okay. A lot of surfing time. Yeah, for some reason there was like level 40s in the water when I surfed like up there. Let's not do that again, because that's really stupid. Let me just... Alright, we're at Route 105 now. Here they are, the swimmers. I'll be ready for swimmers, because oh my god, there's gonna be a lot of swimmers. I want to be told I'm relaxing to be with Giggle. Okay. Oh. Level 28. Yep. There's level 28s in this water. Why is there level 28s in this water? Who knows? Who knows why there's level 28s in this water? At least there's not level 40s. So, yep, this is how we get to Dewford. So we're just gonna keep surfing, see if we can find anything. Probably not. Probably just gonna be fighting a lot of swimmers. Why is the sea blue? I learned about that at the museum in Slateport, but I forgot. Yeah, I can't run from that. Well, might as well see if I can get some experience from it. This is fantastic. Oh, Ron's just dead. Oh, that's awesome. That's... Yep. At least that leveled up from that. Where the fuck am I? Okay, I thought we were right at Dewford, so we're not. So Ron being dead's a problem, so I have to deal with that. Yeah, this is kind of annoying. I need my lower level Pokemon out so they can, you know, get experience. Apparently there's just really high level Pokemon in the water for basically no reason. Kind of annoying, really. He's just like, yep, I want to use a Murasa and a Luna, but they're like level 20 something. But if I wanted to use a Komachi at this point, oh, she's level 36, she's level 40 Chiris. Right. Although I say that, if I got in the water and found a level 40 Murasa, I'd be pretty upset. I might switch out for the new one if there's a level 40 Murasa that shows up out of nowhere. Just saying. Especially since Murasa's current level is, or current ability is, or nature, isn't great. Yep. Nice, so where am I? Yep, we're just going through Route 105, we are. Right, was this the patch of land that I caught my current Pokemon at? Whoa, I was worried that a kid was drowning when I saw you. You seem to be okay, so what do you say to a battle? Why did it look like I was drowning? I'm riding a Pokemon. You know, you have like those funny visuals that people make of like what it looks like to have certain type of Pokemon use HMs. Because, you know, you'll have like, how do you fly using this really small bird? How do you know, surf on this really small Pokemon? I didn't mean to do that, but can you kill this thing anyway, Luna? Not really at all, actually. I need to switch out now. Please don't kill me. Oh, why must every trainer do these things? You know what? I'm gonna go to the Pokemon Center after this and buy like fucking 50. Not doing that many. Like a lot of... Yeah, just get out of my way. Just, yep, Can't have one trainer not be stupid. Yep, I don't give a fuck what you have to say, dude. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the Pokemon Center and buy a bunch of super repels, and you're gonna stop throwing level 34 Komachis at me. You're gonna stop throwing level 40 Komachis at me. Yep, This is being a lot more annoying than I thought it would be. Pokemon encounter every 5 minutes because they're really high leveled for some reason. And my Pokemon keep dying. It's okay. I'm about to buy a lot of super potions. I shouldn't need to buy any stat recovery items because there should be plenty of those in berry form. It's very nice, ain't it? The Mart. The Bonica Mart, even. They're called Pokemarts, aren't they? Alright. Potion. Just give me like 24 of those. 34 of those, actually. Fuck it. Super potions, give me even more of those. Yep. 26. 26, yep. Hyper potions? Yeah, I want like 10 of those. There you go, I want some revives too. Revives pretty cool. Give me like 3 of those. And I'm already running out of super bells. No, I'm not, but you know, buy some more anyway. Alright, now I am properly equipped for this adventure that I am going on. Was this in original Emerald? Level 40 Pokemon in the water? Actually water to surf on over here. Does this lead anywhere? An item or something over here? There's a rare candy. Cool. Yeah, there was an item I grabbed between, like, on the route between Petalburg Woods and Rustboro. I don't remember what the item was. It wasn't that important. 8. Time to go back to making progress on the water. Did I renew my super repel? I don't think I did. I did? Or never wore out to begin with. Right, I was talking about surf. Yeah, imagining that visual with this. I am currently riding around on Murasa's back. And Murasa's... how big? Really gonna look through the whole thing just to check this one thing. 383, huh? What is the order of this thing? It seems almost random. 0.5 meters. Was that in feet? I'm really doing this right now. Meter to feet. 0.5. What? Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 3 feet tall. Murasa's 3 feet tall. And I'm riding around her on the water. I don't know how tall is Marivel, or Renko here. Pretty sure a lot of Japanese women, some of them like, are less than 5 feet tall, so... It's not that big of a difference, maybe. And according to this game, Renko's like, not in college, she's a Pokemon age, like 13-year-old. I'm exhausted from swimming, I'm just not used to it. I need a battle for a change of pace. I'm convinced that the sea keeps secrets from us. Secrets in the sea. The secrets. Tokiko. I almost used. You're definitely normal water. You're definitely normal flying, and I almost used a ghost type move on you. Right, I have Thunder Punch. I can just kill this bird, or it becomes an issue. You know, you're pretty fast, Luna. Pretty good. You need to go first a lot of the time in these delve battles. Right, one thing to mention. I've said a couple times in the past, like, couple weeks, I think, when I've been talking about my channel, that I've been doing this for, like, close to 3 years. YouTube told me on the studio page that a couple days ago that my first video was uploaded 3 years ago. So I have been doing this for 3 years now. Not this, just making videos in general. My first video was a cover of Yukari's theme from PCB for the busy person. I'll show a girl. Really old video. Shadow Punch. That seems pretty good. My Pokemon really love punching things. 80? It's definitely better than 40. I didn't realize that was that weak. Wow. That also have priority. You know, I have Flapjack, and I think Ron too. They both have Confuse Ray, and I just never use it. Right, between this recording and the last one, I sold those elemental stones to make room. And while I did that, I also did check one of the links, because one of the links has like a list of all the Pokemon, how they evolved. I made sure that all of the Pokemon I use and I plan to use, none of them evolved by stone. They all evolved by level up. I lost because I battled at sea. Yes, I am no good at battling. Why is there a Ruin Maniac here? This is the middle of this is an island. I'm so weak, but you're willing to register me in your idol. Yep, I'm definitely gonna come all the way back here to fight this guy. Why do they keep? You notice how oftentimes they've done that? By the way, they'll have like a trainer, like a double battle trainer, and then only one of them will register you in the nav. My body feels lighter in the water. It's as if I've gotten slimmer. Yeah, both Flapjack and Ed here are both gonna evolve in the 30s. I don't remember the exact levels, but yep, everyone will be fully evolved in the 30s at some point, including Ron. I think Ron might have been the 40s. Oh, you have soundproof, huh? You know, we were on that route when the route with the daycare. I could have checked to see what could I change your abilities into. Oh no, we'll be back around Mauville later, because that's where you need to go to progress to the right to go to the rest of the region, so if I remember, I'll do that then. Are you water electric? So, can I hit you? Hopefully I can. Nope, because you have Volt Absorb. Well, whatever. I'm grass electric, so like, you're not able to touch me. I have Air Slash. It doesn't have the same type of attack bonus, but it's like that's an 80 power flying type move, so that could be pretty good. Man, you paralyzed me. Something you can't do to electric types in later generations, but you can here, so I just have to deal with it. By deal with it, I mean find a berry after this battle. Paralyzed Cure Berry somewhere. Hey Ed, you wanna get to the point? There you go. I'm skipping through the battles again. Look, sometimes the battles get a bit annoying when the trainers do stuff like this, like paralyze you. And I just want to get to the point, you know? I'm floating. Alright, time to look through the mess that is the berry bag. See if I've got anything that cures poison. I should sell a lot of these. Oh, get them and you'll do less damage from fighting type super effective. Like, what is the point of stuff like that? It's a niche competitive use that I don't care about. Let's go ahead and give you a potion too. Just so you're back to full something. That's right, in the last part I was talking about Pokemon regions or something, right? Have I gone over here yet? This looks like a whole new area. What is the point of this island? Is it gonna open up later? Because right now this looks completely pointless. Okay. Maybe this is one of the items that... Maybe this is one of the places you have to go for the Reggies? I don't know. I am curious what they're gonna turn the Reggies into. It'd be really funny if they didn't turn them into anything at all, and there was just the Reggies. I could just use the Reggies in the Puppetmon game. Probably not, though. I think in Enhanced Reloaded there's one place with Unknown, you can just catch an Unknown. Because, yeah, there are some of these Touhoumon hacks where they didn't get rid of all the Pokemon, because I guess they couldn't for some reason. And in that site that I used to get the sprites of the Pokemon, there's like an extra section at the very bottom, and it's filled with, like, just Pokemon. Sure, you can get more defensive, Flapjack. Why not? Yeah, I was talking Pokemon regions. Yeah, I like Hoenn, but, you know, the surfing around town we're gonna be doing. I guess we're technically doing it right now, but this is optional. When you get to the mandatory part where you have to surf around town for, like, ever, and dive, I'm a lousy runner about the water, you can't catch me. And it's just, takes forever, and 7.8, too much water, that joke's like a decade old at this point. Yeah, that'll be a thing, we'll get to it, it'll be fine. I guess, thinking about other Pokemon regions, how are you 2 levels above Flapjack? Or are you just leveling up faster? You actually seem to be leveling up faster when you're not Chibi than when you were. Although that was only for 1 level, so I don't really know if I could say that with much confidence. Luna is punching you in the face. It's quite funny. I don't have much of an opinion of Sinnoh. It's the region's name, right? Because, you know, barely played it. Because again, like 100th time I'm mentioning this, game no work. But you know, if I ever end up playing, right, you all have Volt Absorb apparently. We're doing this again. We're doing this again? We're doing this again? Okay. So you're the same thing every time. This is the main problem I have with these Pokemon games with the trainers. They use the same Pokemon. Not only do they use the same Pokemon they use do the same thing every time. So every time I fight a Chiri, she's going to paralyze me and then charge. Good to know. Why are you dead? Yep. Really necessary that this turn happened, huh? A lot happened, you're gonna charge and then not have anything happen, and I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, I like Unova. Pretty biased, because, you know, Black and White 2, first Pokemon game, but I think Unova is pretty cool. Also based on New York City. Or New York in general? New York in general, because New York City is, Castalia. Never been to New York. Been to Washington, D.C. It's the closest I've been to that area of the country. Other than that, I haven't traveled much farther. Traveled much. Farthest I've gone was Florida. Went to Disneyland once. Disney World? Disney World. Disneyland's in California. Never been there. Hopefully never will. Then I've gone to Louisiana, but that's literally like it's like a half-hour drive from here. So yeah, going to Louisiana ain't much. Farthest in Louisiana I've been is I went to New Orleans once for a wedding. But, you know, normally I don't go that far. Because I just normally go to visit cousins who live there, and they don't live that far into the state. When we drive there, most of the drive is just going north through Texas to reach the northern part of Louisiana that they're in. Okay, I can't do anything with you yet. That's an entirely, like, different region or something. I don't remember how long that'll be. I don't think it'll be nearly as long as going through the entirety of Johto, but it's definitely gonna make this game longer. Yeah, Unova, it's based on, like, New York. Then, because that's when they started having Pokemon regions that weren't just based off regions of Japan, I think Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn and Sinnoh, I think, are based off different regions of Japan, I think. Then Unova's based off New York, Kalos is based off France. The sea is like my backyard, let's battle. I really don't remember much about Kalos, because it's been such a long time since I played X. Yeah, I have weird Mittori. Get her. I have weird feelings about X and Y, because I enjoyed playing those games a lot when I first played them. Well, I haven't played them in a very long time. And, like, these games do have a lot of issues, but I haven't played the games in so long that I don't really remember. I just remembered, yep, I played those games, they're pretty good. I haven't played them in a really long time because, like, they don't really have that much replay value, if I'm being honest. Do you know a little town called Dewford? Pokemon games, they do this thing where they'll have, for the first couple generations, they do this thing where they have the first two initial versions that wouldn't have much of a post-game. And then they'd have a third version that had a post-game. Well, not really. I mean, you had red and blue. And then you had yellow. And all yellow really did was make you use a Pikachu. And they added a couple things. But didn't add all that much. I don't even remember what Crystal did. But it was the definitive version of Gen 2, and I don't really know why. I don't really know what it did. But Emerald is mainly the one, like, Emerald has a lot of stuff compared to Ruby and Sapphire. And Platinum has a lot of stuff compared to Diamond and Pearl. In fact, it has so much. I'm pretty sure this is like a consensus among, like, the Pokemon community in general, I think, that, like, the jump from, like, Diamond and Pearl to Platinum is, like, massive. To where it's like, if you played both, it's like hard to go back to Diamond and Pearl after you played Platinum, because they just changed so many things. I don't know. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. The first time I play Gen 4 will be Platinum at this rate, with 2 characters instead. I do like quite a couple Gen 4 Pokemon. I remember during that playthrough of Pearl that I could never finish, I already had like almost a full team, despite only being on like Gen 2, or Gym 2, Gen 3, Gym 3. I had a monkey, the monkey, because you basically have to use the monkey in Diamond and Pearl, because Diamond and Pearl has like 3 fire types. Yeah, I think the only fire types they have are the starter and Ponyta. So I definitely chose the monkey so I could actually have a fire type. And then, yes, that's the game with Staraptor, which is the best bird, like the best generic bird you can get on Route 1. Except for maybe the one in Gen 6 that becomes like fire type. I don't know if they're better or not. And then you have, what's that Pokemon called? The, like, electric lion thing? Luxray? I was trying to use one of those. And I was trying to use a Boisil? Like, the little otter thing? An otter? I honestly can't tell you what those things are supposed to be. I don't remember what else I was using, but I was using like 5 Pokemon by that point in the game. Yeah. I think I've used quite a couple Gen 4 Pokemon in other games. I've used Lucario quite a couple times, because they're very easy to get in Black and White too. I've used, the one grass type that's got like, it looks like a ninja, and it's got like roses on their hands. That thing, I don't remember what it's called. Alright, you're both level 31 now. We always battle Bonica. Me and my sister, I always lose, but we can beat you 2-on-2. Right, the brother and sister tuber and swimmer combo. I remember these from the remakes. There were a lot of these. Murasa, which means I can Shadow Punch you and you will die. You know, I've been using Thunder Punch because it has more power, but I actually, Magical Leaf might do more damage just because I have a Miracle Seed. I haven't really thought about that. So we're at like 24 minutes here. I think the abandoned ship's on this route. So what I might do is I might go through the rest of this route up to Slateport, not including the abandoned ship, and then I'll do the abandoned ship next part. And then that'll be mostly it for exploring. Then you can actually continue on to the rest of the game. Leaf Blade? Yeah, mixed attacker, huh? Mixed attacker indeed. Yeah, I might have to just... I might need to make that the default move now. Because Leaf Blade's really good. Maybe Luna is good, I don't know. Wow, you're at a higher level than us. Didn't have very much high expectations for her, kinda just expect her to be dead weight besides paralyzing legendaries, but yeah, she might actually be able to do some stuff. Did you want to battle me? Sure, I'll go with you. I'm in the middle of a triathlon, but I'm nowhere near tired. Although there's so much of the last part of Hoenn is water types, that even if she's not that good of a Pokemon, just the fact that she's grass electric will probably make her really good, even if her stats aren't that great. Leaf Blade, this woman. Death. That is how you sharpen a leaf. Right, so yeah, don't remember much about Kalos, because I haven't played X and Y in so long. Or I was talking about post-games, how Platinum's better than Diamond and Pearl. Even though I haven't played either of them, that's just what I've heard. And then they never did a third version again because they did Black and White 2, which you can't really compare Black and White 2 to Black and White because they're like so different. So to say one's better than the other, I mean one is better than the other. Ho there, are you going to Out to the Abandoned Ship 2? Or it's not like a third version's objectively better than the other because they're the same game with more stuff. Like, they're completely different games. They use the same region, but they do a bunch of different stuff. I mean, like, the story in the original Black and White is just objectively better than the sequels, so if you care about that, there's enough reason there for you to say that the originals are better than the sequels, but I don't care that much about the story. There's enough extra stuff in the sequels for me to say that they're better than the originals, and I've played both. Played the sequels first, so I'm biased, but you know. I love the sea, I forget all my worries when I swim. But yeah, then you get to Gen 6, which, because they were like the original versions of Pokemon games, they didn't have very much post-game. And then Pokemon Z never happened. So Kalos just kind of feels unfinished, because you go through Kalos, and it's like, what do you get to do in the after game? You get to do this side quest in Lumio City. Of course you have Water Absorb. You do this side quest in Lumio City. That was pretty cool, I guess. It had a pretty neat story, but I only did it once. And other than that, you got the Battle Maison. That stupid thing that they put in the remakes instead of the whatever it's called. Battle Tower? I can't remember. Frontier, Battle Frontier, Frontier Brain. Here's the boat, by the way. Do that later. My liar of a boyfriend told me that I looked great in a bikini. Oh, okay. Do you not think you look? Oh, okay, I'm not even gonna say anything about that. Just let that hang. And what can you do besides that? You could do that side quest where you have to like follow a legendary bird like 30 times. Then at the end you can finally catch Mewtwo. And that's about all I remember for the after game of that. And yeah, Gen 7, Alola, based off Hawaii. There goes Hawaii, the island. It's going. Alola's neat, but you know, the main problem with Gen 7 is its horrendous pacing issues. Where like the first island and like half of the second island just feel like one gigantic tutorial and they just never get to the point. But you know, it's overall a pretty cool region, I guess, if you can ignore the horrible pacing. I take huge pride in my Bonica. We'll show you one speedy battle. I love water-type Bonica, I love other Bonica too. And Alola got a bit more love compared to Kalos, because Kalos got nothing, whereas Alola got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon aren't that great from what I remember. They were like the original games, but like slightly different. I mean, I've told this story plenty of times. I literally got a copy of Ultramoon for free. I found it in like the door compartment of a truck that my family bought. And even then, like, I kind of forced myself to finish it. It was not, like, I didn't even like it as much as the original Moon, if I'm being honest. Not only was I basically playing through Moon again, with very little differences, a lot of the differences they had, I didn't even really care about, because most of the big thing about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is that they had a big post-game. By the time I got to said post-game, I didn't feel like playing the game anymore. So all I did was the Rainbow Rocket stuff, and after that, that was good. I did not want to do, like, catch 50 million legendaries, because they redid that thing they did in the remakes for Gen 3, where there was, like, those hoops made by Hoopla, or whatever that Pokemon's called, that made a bunch of legendaries, so you could catch, like, a lot of legendaries. In the Gen 3 remakes, they did that again with, like, Ultra Wormholes, but I didn't care, so I didn't do any of it. Honestly, can't even remember what other changes they made to the main story. I think they just, like, took out the Zygarde thing. Which is really dumb. Like, you just can't do the Zygarde quest anymore. I remember when my first playthrough of X and Y, or Sun and Moon, I used that Zygarde. He becomes like a dog or something. Or eventually becoming Zygarde. I don't think I collected enough of the pieces for him to become like Ultra Mech Zygarde as his final form. I don't think I ever got that. You know, what changes did they make? They had that awful battle against Ultra Necrozma, which is just terrible. You can just learn Waterfall? Sure, whatever. That'll probably do more damage than Surf now. Has 15 power difference, but your special attack is awful. And Ed is dead. That rhymed. How sad. Alright, I know you're ground type, but don't die immediately here, right? Dark Pulse. Right, I'm sorry, what's Sun and Moon? Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, yeah. That battle against Ultra Necrozma is awful. Like, normally Pokemon's pretty good about its difficulty curve, which is why a lot of ROM hacks kind of end up being really annoying, because they're like, oh, Pokemon's too easy, so we'll make it really hard by making them have twice as many Pokemon with a bunch of moves and, like, specialized EVs, and it's like, stop. Pokemon's difficulty curve is what it is. If you want to make the game harder, use worse Pokemon. I think there's a point Sugar Conroy made. Like, if the difficulty curve of Pokemon is if the game's too easy, use worse Pokemon. It's kind of like the reason why a lot of really bad Pokemon exist is... Okay, maybe not, but... Maybe not, but like, there are bad Pokemon. Certainly, if you want the game to be harder, then instead of using a team of, like, fucking Gardevoir and Lucario, use, I don't know, Dunsparce. You are level 4 Murasa! Are you fucking kidding me? This is so stupid. Okay, I'm not gonna just get rid of you to quickly gain 6 levels, but like, come on. This is stupid. Yeah. Imagine if I could surf normally and not have to deal with this. That'd be great. Alright, now I can heal. That like shocked me out of my shook me out of my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Right, Pokemon's difficulty curve. It's normally pretty good, which is why one of the problems I have, one problem people have with ROM hacks. I haven't played many, so I can't really say much. These Touhoumon hacks have been alright. I mean, they've had some really fucking weird difficulty, especially Enhancer Loaded. Its post-game was certainly something in some of those fights. But they haven't been that bad, but some ROM hacks are really just like they need to be hard because it's just that Pokemon's too easy. But the reason Pokemon's too easy is because it works for its difficulty curve. And that's to say Ultra Necrozma is the worst, like, difficulty spike in Pokemon ever. That thing outsped all of my Pokemon and one-shot all of them. And my team was not that bad. They did a pretty good job of steamrolling through the rest of the game. You got to that stupid boss fight, it was just nothing. I had to spam healing move. I had to spam revives and healing moves until it killed itself with struggle. The worst battle I've done in any Pokemon game. And that was one of the big selling points of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. He's got to fight Ultra Necrozma. Yep. They also changed the plot too, to where instead of Lucamine being batshit insane, they instead tried to make her like sympathetic. It was like, oh, she's trying to stop Ultra Necrozma or something, and that's her goal, instead of her wanting to go live in some shadow dimension with a bunch of jellyfish or something. But yeah, this is mostly going from memory because I only played Ultra Moon once. I played Moon at least twice, I think. I won't be able to swim in the 7 seas like this. I might have played it 3 times. Don't entirely remember. And that was it. I never played a Pokemon game after that. I never played... The next one was Sword and Shield, which also never got a 3rd version or any equivalent or anything at all. So I think its post-game was pathetic. It's called like Galar or something. No, wait, that was when they started doing DLC, right? I was about to say I didn't get that game because it was $60, and I don't care if it's on a Switch instead of a 3DS. A Pokemon game's not worth $60. Just like it's like on the and Pokemon games on the Switch too now, so that's $80. Fuck that. But even then, it was like, yep, here's just $60 for Pokemon game, and if you want, and then here's DLC that gives it the amount of post-game content you'd expect, like Emerald or something, to give you, but now it's an extra $20 on top of that. And it's like, yep, no more. Last AAA game I bought was 3 Hopes. Looking like that's gonna be like the last AAA game I ever buy at this point. I'm fine with these random-ass games I play on the internet. Fantasy Maiden Wars, which will be like, it's not a AAA game, that's an indie game. Which I don't know how much it'll cost, but it's not gonna cost $80 fucking, I can guarantee you that. How much is that? I wasn't paying too much attention to like the recent Pokemon drama, but apparently the shit Game Freak's pulling with like the newest Pokemon game, apparently it's some dumb stuff. But, you know, I don't care, because I stopped caring before Gen 8. Yeah, Gen 8 was based on, England, right? I think. So I don't really know anything about it. There's like a sheep. The sheep people liked. That was the gimmick where they got all big. Because you had Mega Evolution as a gimmick. And then they had Z moves as a gimmick, which they got rid of pretty quickly. And they had Dynamax, which was like Z moves and Mega Evolution, and they got rid of that. I don't even remember what they did in Gen 9, right? It was like crystallization, it was like it changed your type or something, and I think gave you some new moves, I don't know. This is a long part, but I want to finish this route. Well, this is a mood breaker, I wish you wouldn't disturb our precious time together. Young couple, Mel and Holt. Racing and Yomu, get it? Because they're the characters everyone ships together! Want to talk about that again? About this? These characters don't have any other ships? Because they've been pretty settled on this one. Ow, it's Leaf Blade. Why do you have Leaf Blade? Why don't either of you have Leaf Blade? Ow, that hurts a lot, Leaf Blade does. Please stop using it. I didn't use that on you, right? No, because I just hit Yomu. Because Yomu had Leaf Blade. Which I guess makes sense. See, I didn't need to grind. We're already back to like level 35 already. Man. I got rid of priority. Probably shouldn't have done that, huh? Okay, just use the super potion to be fine. Yeah, they had Dynamax, and then they had the Crystallization Gen 9, and apparently they're going back to Mega Evolution again, because the next game takes place in Kalos. Did that game come out yet? No, I don't think so, because people have been talking about leaks. So, like, they wouldn't be playing about leaks if the game already came out. Are you properly protected against the sun? How well do you think Rinko does with the sun? You think she burns easily? I certainly do. Burns easily, not think Rinko burns easily. Oh, Rinko's Japanese. How easily did the Japanese burn in the sun? I don't know. And then in Gen 9, I don't know what Gen 9's region's based off of, if I'm being perfectly honest. No idea. It's a big open world place. Wait, wasn't it Spain? For some reason I'm thinking Spain. They base it off Spain? I don't know. Ask me anything about Spain. I don't know anything about Spain. Like, I can tell you some landmarks about England. You got fucking Stonehenge, which is in Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Central Britain. It's everywhere because it's the only fucking thing in Britain is Stonehenge and Big Ben. And then I can tell you about the Eiffel Tower in fucking France. Tell you about Paris. Can't tell you a goddamn thing about Spain. Hiya, look at my chiseled ab. This is what you call cut. Alright. Yeah, this is gonna be a really long part at this rate. I didn't think this route would continue this long, but it's still going. Oh well. Hour-long episode every now and then. Just to cut through the dribble. Dribble? Drivel. I don't know. I'm an American. I don't know much about Europe. Don't know much about America either. I'm just really bad at geography. We had those tests in school where you had to... Swimmer David, you had to, like, name where every state was. And you know, I used to pass those. I used to do pretty good on those, but if you told me to do that again, yeah, there's a lot of states. I don't fucking know. Minor tube is a fashion item, so I don't even know my own country that much. So it's like where European countries are, I don't know. Little kids dart around so quick, you don't dare take your eyes off them for an instant. It's very taxing. Mine are with my Borika, so they should be okay. Britain's the island on the left. It's connected to Ireland and Scotland, which are different from England, but also part of England. I don't know. History and politics shit there that I'm not getting into. Alright, we're back at Slateport. This is the end of the part, actually. Okay, good. You know what? I'm just gonna end it here and get me out of this fucking place! Oh my god, I forgot about it! Oh. Yeah, I'll just start in front of the abandoned ship next part, so this is like